Hey there, this is Scott Welsh, and this is video number 2 in a series of videos we're doing about trading for a living. Now, 3 things we're going to talk about today. Number 1, we're doing this series because why do people go to YouTube? Well, entertainment, I get that, but I know I go to YouTube all the time to learn stuff. How to cook spaghetti, how to tie my shoes, whatever. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice if you typed in how to trade for a living or trading for a living, that at least we will have talked about this subject from beginning to end. So that's why we're doing it. We'll do, I don't know, a handful of videos, one after the other, and hopefully we'll cover the topic from beginning to end for anyone who went to YouTube to try to learn something. Now, this is the second video, as I said. If you want the first video, I'll have it on a playlist on my channel, or you can just look up first steps to trading for a living. Okay, part 2 we're going to talk about today is what happens if we are actually traders rather than just using index funds. We talked about in video 1 that yes, you can trade for a living, but what that means if you don't actually trade. You could be done tomorrow, as video number 1 talked about, but you wouldn't be a quote-unquote trader. So what happens if you are a trader? What does that look like? And what are the pros and cons for choosing that lifestyle? Is it good to be a trader? Is it bad to be a trader? What does that mean? Well, we're going to discuss. So what does it mean? I'm glad I asked. It seems like an easy question to say, well, I'm trading for a living, but what does that really mean? Well, let's be specific. Trading for a living in its simplest form doesn't mean, right? If I say that, what's the image that conjures in your head? Well, for me, it's 8 monitors and sitting in front of a screen and maybe a feed blaring about the stock market or the pits or maybe CNBC on, and it's 8 hours a day and it's leaving empty Dorito bags and Cheeto bags and ho-ho bags everywhere. Just, that's the vision that I have when I think of trading for a living. But it doesn't have to be that. It may not be that at all. It may be something totally different. So it's important that, yes, you can go that route, but there's also something else. I mean, if you say you're going to be a plumber for a living, I think we know what that is. I think we have an accurate picture, but I'm not so sure that trading for a living gives off an actual picture or an accurate picture in our heads. So what does it mean? Trading for a living just means all your expenses are paid for without having a normal job. That's it. Instead of paying your expenses from your paycheck, you go into your trading account and you take out money, you transfer it to your bank account, and then you go spend it. That's it. So don't necessarily put a picture in your head that's crazy, crazy, go, 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 monitors, monitors. It may not be that. Might, but it might not. All right. Again, from the previous video, trading for a living can mean you saved up $625,000, you have $5,000 or less in monthly expenses right now, car, house, whatever. Then you just buy an index fund and you cross your fingers and you hope that because the market has thrown off 7 to 10% per year on average for a million years, that everything is going to be okay, right? That is an option. This is done. Look at this. This is Vanguard.com. So to put a bow on video 1 and what we're talking about not being a trader per se, go to Vanguard.com. This is what a screenshot looks like. And see, open your account online. Click that button and get started, or call 800 blah, blah, blah. All right, that's it. If you've got that money saved, or you've got less money saved because you have less expenses, go do that. You might be free. Freedom awaits you. But if not, or if you want to trade, what does that look like? Okay. Index funding, being an index funder, means passive investing. You don't do anything. You buy $600,000 worth of index funds and you're done. You just check your account every now and then, or you pull money out. That's it. And remember, the experts say that this is what we should do. But what if you believe that trading is better than passive investing? What if you believe that trading can bring home much better returns than just being an index funder? Great. I believe that. You're here. Maybe you believe that too. Probably you do. But understand this. If you want to be a trader, you have a new job. Okay? People think, I quit my job and become a trader. It's the same thing, right? You're trading one job for a new job. It's work to be a trader. Do you understand? It's not trading on the beach or on a yacht. It is work. If you buy an index fund, you are free to roam anywhere you want, right? You're free. You're not trading. Do you understand? If you're a trader, you're trading. You're doing something. And that means you have to watch charts, press buttons, do analysis, record your results. There is a lot to do. Or use a robot, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, right? But there are stuff to do. Don't think trading for a living is this panacea. It might be another job. Well, scratch that. It is. So, let's go further. If you believe that markets are inefficient, which they are, I do not believe in the efficient market theory. I think it's ridiculous to even consider thinking that. But anyway, if the market is inefficient, that means that there are opportunities for us to make decisions and trade. Apple is priced at this. Well, that's not right. It's worth much higher. I'm going to buy it and sell it later and make money more than the market can provide by buying the entire market. Do you see? But you need to be there watching and pressing buttons and making decisions. If you want big money, you have to work for it. And what does big money mean? Anything that beats the market is huge money. It means you're the best of the best. But let me say it for the 14th time. It takes work. And it very well may mean that you have traded your regular job, you punch in 9 to 5 cubicle, whatever it is, for a different, very intense, very intensive, and they are different. Trading is intense, emotion, stress, the market's moving, what do I do? Right? Your job may never have made you make a big money decision even once. It may have bored you out of your gourd, but it never put this kind of pressure on. When your net worth matters on this trade, and when your monthly expenses are determined by this trade, and it's going up or it's going down, or you're euphoric or you're depressed, that is intense. And you may have traded a very comfortable existence for a very intense one. And it's also very intensive, as I've mentioned. Research, trading, recording, evaluating. Why did this trade go well? Why did it not? Why did I screw that up? Why did I take it out early? Why did I move my stop loss? Intensive and intense. Trading may actually be more work. See what I'm saying? And think about this. Trading is a job that you lose money doing, right? You don't go to a job and end up with less money than when you got there, right? You go to a job, you get paid for that day. You get paid a salary. Every day you go to work, you go up. Every day you trade, you might go up or you might go down. What kind of job is that? Where your money goes down after a hard day's work. Stare in front of the screens for 8 to 10 or more hours. Do all your homework. Do your analysis. And you lose. Right? You are more poor than you were the day before. Think about that. That doesn't happen in a regular job. And trading is not something you just, okay, I'm a trader. Unless you're trading someone else's money. If you're trading your own money, you have to have a stake. You have to have an account. If you get your first job out of college, you just go to work. Doesn't matter how much. You could have $100 in your pocket, $5 in your pocket. You go to work because you make money that day. Trading, you can't just go to work. There has to be something in your trading account. Do you see? So not only are you trading a normal job for a job that is intensive, and might make you lose money, you can't start it until you can play the game with a trading account that's full of money. You see, trading for a living might actually be, in many ways, a lot crazier than real life normal working, right? Plus, trading has advantages and disadvantages at the same time. What do I mean? I'll tell you. The advantage to trading for a living is the markets are there every day. That's great. Don't have to worry. Well, at least Monday through Friday for stock market and 6 days a week for Forex. Right? So that's great. You don't have to go to work if you want. Why? You can come back tomorrow. There will be trade opportunities tomorrow. They're there every day. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to put your ad in monster.com, or you don't have to look around or interview for jobs. It doesn't work out today, there'll always be tomorrow. You always have a job, and that job will always be there for you. There's a disadvantage to that same principle, though. If the markets are there every day, maybe in a certain circumstance, you may not ever be able to take a day off if you need the money. Understand? You don't get paid vacations in trading. You only make money if you go to work, and even then, it's not guaranteed. On the awesome side, if you have an awesome year, awesome times 2, if you do great for 4, 5, 6, 8 months, and you make all the expenses you need plus more, then hey, take the rest of the year off. I mean, how awesome is that? You make all the money you need, and then you're done for the year. You can just, come back in January. I've read books and trading books about traders who do that, and that's awesome, right? And I've said awesome 4 times. You get the picture? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Or maybe you're just trading on a micro level. Maybe you're having a great week. I'm done by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. Long weekend. Or even more micro, maybe you're having a great day. Man, that first trade worked out. I've made more than I ever planned to make today. I have the rest of the day off. That is a huge benefit to trading. But at the same time, if you're down for the year, then no break for you. If you're down for the day, no break. Down for the week, no break. The markets can be relentless if you're not making money. You have to keep going and going. And there's no 2 weeks off. There's no summers off. There's no anything off. No holidays off. Nothing. If the market is open, you have to work. So keep that in mind. There's no paycheck coming around the corner. You have to go to work if you're down. And that's kind of scary. So that's a lot of scary stuff. Are there any solutions? Of course. You can be a trader and not have this frenetic monitors Doritos lifestyle. You can be a trader and have plenty of time off to not be chained to a computer screen or to the markets. Well, how? How do you do that? Be a long-term trader. Use long-term charts, 240-minute charts, daily charts, weekly charts. If you're in a trade for a long time, 2 months, 3 months, what are you doing during that 2 or 3 months? Nothing, right? Yes, you might have to peek at a screen for 5 seconds once a day, but things are going well. You're in profit. You're making money. That's it. Maybe if you use long-term charts, you have to make 5, 6, 7 decisions a year. Yes, you're still trading, still pressing buttons, still doing the work, but this day trading crazy chaos is only for short-term charts, minute charts, tick charts, 5-minute charts, trade, 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 trade. If you don't want that lifestyle, if you don't want to be shackled, use a long-term charts. You still do all the work. You still can call yourself a trader, but you don't have this go, go, go pressure. An example of this is the famous book by Nicholas Darvis, How I Made $1 Million in the Stock Market, from several decades ago. I've read it several times. It is awesome. He traded on weekly charts, reading a Barron's up in the mountains or traveling the world or wherever he was, right? He looked at a publication once a week, traded on daily, weekly charts. I think weekly, doesn't matter. Long-term charts, and made $1 million in the stock market, and he was a novice beginner. It's a very inspirational story, and his methods are still copied and talked about today. Or you can be any kind of trader you want and use robots, which are just automated strategies. It's just saying all the things that you are taking, all the things that you would have done in a trading system. Buy here, sell here, what are my qualifications for a trade? And it does it via software. Now, if you do that, you can be a day trader, 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart, doesn't matter. The software is doing it for you. Now, that is not work at all. It's emotional work. It's work getting set up properly. I mean, that's hard. You got to, if you're not familiar with robots, you have to have someone teach you or get good information on how to get this automated code onto your chart. It's not that hard, but it's not just super easy either, especially if you don't know computers or whatever. But once you get set up, if you don't mind spending a little time getting set up, it's done. All you have to do is make sure you have power on or your internet is connected, and that's it. And the robots do the rest. So both of those solutions, long-term charts or automating your strategy, give you all the benefits of trading. I can do better than the market without all the pressure of the go, 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 go craziness. Isn't that interesting? Trading for a living might look a little better. The bottom line, being a trader, whatever that picture is, it might be harder than you thought. It might be harder than the job you already have now, that you hate, that you're trying to leave. Understand, trading might be harder in certain situations, certain circumstances. In addition to, do not ever underestimate the horror, the terror of having losing days, weeks, or months. Losing trades is psychologically extremely difficult. It is. Prepare yourself. Be ready for that. That's the only way to get over it, is to be prepared. But if you love trading and what it could potentially survive, and love the game, and love trying to beat the markets, then more work isn't a problem, right? Nobody got bored at parties, right? Nobody got burnt out doing things that they love. If you love the game and the trading and figuring out fundamental trading systems or being a fundamental stock trader, if you love it, then all these warnings are no big deal. You get to spend more time doing something you love. So what? Or be a long-term trader, and it's not a problem either. Or use robots, automated strategies, and it's not a problem. All these warnings about trading for a living, doesn't matter if you love it, doesn't matter if you're a long-term trader, doesn't matter if you're a robotic trader, doesn't matter, and you can still do it. So, that being said, we probably need to start eventually talking about what are some strategies that we can use. And that will be coming up in this series of videos.